Distance matching is the fourth plugin. So first let's see how it will work. So you have this character, and this plugin is aimed for the begin, start, and end animations. So it will match the animation length. So it will start and stop at the right time. And there's the head movements. There's the turn in place. I'm using animation warping too, the previous plugin, and the orientation warping. It will be fine on the slopes. Let's talk about it. So what I have is basically a component. So this component is going to read the distance curve or the rotation curve. You can see when I this is I will show it with the example of rotation. When I set the rotation yaw to stop, so it will be like, for example, the control rotation difference. I set it at minus 130 and there's a rotation speed value. So let's see it, how it will work. You see it will read the distance. So if this is 130, it will read the so distance, or there's a distance from stop. There's distance curve from start like this. So for example, I will get a distance. This is from this start animation, and when I begin, I will put the marker at the beginning, and I will look for distance according to my character's acceleration at the moment and the speed. So it will match. If I really accelerate really fast, it will play fast. If I accelerate slow, it will play slower. So it will always match. Same with the stops. So let's say there's a distance is 42 to stop. It will begin from here. go like this, so it will be very smooth. You will modify the stop with the braking friction factor multiplied with ground friction, and braking acceleration walking is a constant value. You will alter the stop speed like that, and then use the acceleration for the start speed. What my plugin does is there's this animations from the distance matching component. You can set it with an make array, and when you set it, how many animations you put, the moment you set it, it will begin to calculate it. Uh, it will just tell you the which animation it will tell it, because the naming convention is very important. So you see my animations are named very good. This is the made stuff animation set from Rico. So starts are have start, backwards have backward, and rotations have the rotate substring, and in place have the in place substring here. So it's very important, the naming convention for this plugin. So if I put a animation there, as you can see, I will just put them there like that, and just put it there when I use it. So if it has the substring, it will automatically know that it's start animation and give the distance accordingly. For the rotations, you will give for it starts and stop, it will be automatic, and for rotations you have to give a begin value, because you know the rotation control rotation difference. I will show you how I set up my system, but it's up to you. And when you get like, you will clear it. When you clear it, everything will be resetted. So use these two things, make array when you want to begin calculate, and clear it when you are done, or use the states and state notifiers to control the flow. So here, this is the names. They are clear. Stop tolerance is if it will be 0, for example, it will be stop at the very end and won't transition. So I'm putting a tolerance here that it will continue like this. It will come here, and this is 0, and there's this animation, but they are all in 0. So it will just transition from here. First, I'll show how I set up the curves. As you can see, I have tools. I have two modifiers. One is the copy curves and distance, and the curves that create the distance, animation modifiers that create the distance curve. So it's very simple and automated process, again using the naming conventions. Let's make a new folder. Let's call it made stuff anim set It is you can use any animation set. I have some of them, like Sword and Shield from Cobalt, Mage Staff Rico, Group Animation Set from Rico. So make two folders for in place and then root. I'll get all the root animations to the root folder. So the animation I want is the start animation, start and stop animations and rotate animations. Start. I'm retargeting them to my skeleton. I need these animations too. So when I do this, go to there. Let's first, also I will need to get the in-place animations. So now I'm ready. There's one little detail about it. You see, all the animations are named good. The name is exactly same with the in-place animation, except the in-place substring here. This has to be like this. But this is the root motion, and there's in-place substring here. I'll change it quickly so the naming convention is consistent. The name of this animation is rotate in place, and as you can see here, this is in place type, and so I'm just making it only rotate. So in a second you will see why I'm doing it, because I'm going to get the curves not single but in a bulk way. So I have all the animations here. Add animation modifiers, distance curve, root, start, stop, and rotate. You can call it distance curve. I'll just get a show you a different name. If you want, you can compress all of them. And I just created the curves. Check them. If, as you can see, there may be some problems like that, but let's It's already there, and if this happens, just do it again. So you will get it. Let's check them. Yeah, they don't have any issues. It will get the right curve. Start and stop curves will be distance curves, but look how they are different. Start beginning from 0 and stop going to 0 because I'm stopping, and rotate curves are beginning from 180 or minus 180, and then I will just copy all of them, bulk copy. What I have to get the name of the folder. Make sure that there's only one content here. You don't have content or content here. I'm going to search for the name substring content. Go there, all the in-place animations, choose them, add animation modifier, copy curves, and the root folder path in-place substring. I'll delete the in-place substring, and it should be the same name when I delete it with the root. So I named it like that, I named it like that, and I have to compress it, the curve that I want to read with the uniform indexable. So when I do that, I'll get all the curves from the root motion animations to the in-place animations. You can now just delete this and get the forward animations or whatever. I have made a automated sync markers tool as well, but this is not this plugin is not aimed for the job, but start, stop, or rotations. I'm going to include this automated sync markers with the animation warping plugin, my previous plugin. I'll update it, so it will be IK on left. It will just follow this point and tell where it is at the lowest point, but it will do it for the exactly lowest point in one time for the whole animation. So if it's looping for 3 cycles, for example, there will only one version, one marker, sync marker, but it's fine for the marketplace animations because they have one loops most of the time, the one loop. So you can just bulk select all the animations and apply it. I'm using sync markers for the starts as well. You can check the video from Laurent Delaire, like how he used it, and you can use them however you want. So as I mentioned, I've just selected them like that. That's the easy way is to do it, and just select it like this one by one from here.